Hello, 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 dear all. How is everyone doing? This is Dr. Rose Murali Krishnan from Los Angeles, and today I decided to go from my own backyard. And I hope you're all doing well. So let's see how it's going to be. Today is a classical episode, and I'm really, really glad to present superly talented youngsters and also some young musicians who are music practitioners in the field of classical music as well as fusion and so on and so forth. So I'm really excited for today's episode. It is. Going to be a phenomenal day for all of us. And so, how is everyone doing? Let's see how we are doing with the audience. Satya Ganeshan, hi, Auntie. How are you, Kanna? Satya, beautiful to see you after a very long time. Sundari Radha, good morning to you too. Looking awesome. Thank you. Today is a light pink. And so I'm doing it from my own backyard today. And so I came back last night itself after my live. I came back home, so I decided to do it from my home today. And Satyapriya Krishnan, hi Ma, how are you? Lots of love. I'll take it all. Thank you so much. And Hridayesh Krishnan, namaste, ma'am. Namaste to you, Tikana. How are you? How is family, mom, dad, your sisters? And Krishna Babu Lalita, namaskaram, namaskarams to you too, Krishna Babu. I'm really excited for Satya today and very, very excited actually. And Satya Priya Krishnan is saying, pretty sari and accessories. Thank you so much. And this one, I never wore it for a very long time. I said, okay, it's smaller one, but I love it. I just wore it today. And Pushpa said, wonderful to see you, Ma. And Satya Ganeshan is there. Satya, I have to bring you in soon one day for your Gattam playing too. So it is really beautiful to have you all. And we have a maestro's son. He is a maestro in the making and going to be one of our guest artists, as well as one of the young and phenomenal musician who is already in the field of Carnatic music, rocking, being a keyboardist and pioneer in bringing the instrument in the Carnatic music field. And I'm going to be bringing him in today too. And so, in the meantime, let's also just see, what we have on plate with everyone today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about like the extraordinary stuff. We are all trying to do extraordinary things. Everybody wanted to become extraordinary in the field of whatever they do, and why sometimes it happens, why sometimes it doesn't. It's all because of how we pursue, how we take it, how we are doing. So let's just talk about those things, and let's see how we are doing. Tamir Sandil, how are you, Ma? Good evening to you too. Happy to see you. Love your smile. Keep smiling as always. Thank you so much. And people say that, why do you always smile? And this is the first time I say, love your smile. Because it's not that I don't have the pressure and pain of life, and we all have it. But it's sometimes you just take it easy, and then, okay, that's going to happen. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, especially during this pandemic time. How much of the sufferings we all go through. But the thing is, I just ignore it and walk away from that and live your beautiful life with the smile on around your lips. So it is going to keep you positive and energetic, and it is going to make you do what you like to do. That is what I do. So thank you so much, Tamir Sandal. I really, Ten Sandal, and I really appreciate it. And I know you told me your real name, and I kind of forget. I have to ask you again. And Surya Narayan and Kalyan Raman, namaskarams to you too. And Hrudayesh, a fantastic, ma'am. Very nice. I'm happy to hear that. Sandhya Sridhar, happy for the event, ma'am. Very nice. I'm happy for all of you too. Pleased to join you. Wonderful. Vidya Ganesh, how are you, ma? And never underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all the same in this kind of notion. If you all notice it, the potential for greatness lives within each one of us. greatness especially, comes from the desire to do extraordinary things. Who are the great people? If you notice it, the great people are all you and me and everybody else. And how they do it, how they pursue it to become who they are, is all in their mind and their heart, in what they do. That is what it is. Greatness really comes from the desire to do the extraordinary things, that they have done it because they had loved it, so that they were able to do it, to reach beyond the current and the existing you. The relentlessly chase your dreams. It all starts with setting and achieving goals, but when you aim higher than where you set your mark, you force yourself to get better, one victory at a time. There is a greatness inside all of us, if you notice it. And you are great, and your brother and sisters are great. Your uncles and aunts are great. And, every one of us are, we possess the greatness inside of us. But first, we must choose to be great. We have to come up with that. Okay, how I want to be, what I want to do, so we have to choose to be great. We have to decide first within ourselves. It cannot be decided by your mom or dad or your teachers or your grandma or grandpa or your other family members of yours, but you and you only. With the finite amount of time to live your ideal life, the time to embrace your inner excellence is always now. So you have to take it in your hand and do it. Of course, you do not decide to become extraordinary. It's not that, okay, I'm going to become extraordinary one fine day. It doesn't happen that way. Or I want to become extraordinary tomorrow. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work like that at all. But you decide to accomplish extraordinary things, and it all has to come from within. So for that, you must have the desire. Yes, the desire, burning desire, is the basic to achieving anything beyond the normal, achieving extraordinary. Okay, don't just think that, okay, I'm just going to sing today and become extraordinary, and tomorrow everybody is going to call me extraordinary. It doesn't happen that way. Always dream and shoot higher than you can do. Don't bother just to be better than your friend, or your brother or sister, or your cousins, and whoever you knew. It's not, your aim should not be that I wanted to be better than her or better than him. It doesn't work again that way. If you want to be better, it has to come from within. I already said that. But try always to be better than yourself, whatever you are today, and try your best to be better than yourself, who you are today. And when you do something tomorrow, always do your best in whatever you desire to do. What you plant now is what you will harvest later, right? So that is always the thing, that as William Shakespeare said, be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness with their hard work and determination, and some others have the greatness thirst upon them. It just happens to them. And you can fall under any of these three categories. So don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. So that is what is our problem always. Okay, I cannot do that, and so I don't want to try that. Never do that. If you cannot do it, go try it. If 2 plus 2 is 4 today, and you have to know 2 plus 3 is 5 tomorrow, and it's oh my god, it's one more extra number, and I don't want to deal with that. I'm happy with 2 plus 2 is whatever knowledge I have, and you're stuck. I'm just saying that in a simplest in a simpler version. So do not limit yourself. And that is where we all fall and we all fail. You can go as far as your mind lets you go. If I'm thinking of going to India, which I really wanted to go, that's why I'm bringing in today. If I wanted to go to India, my mind says, okay, go to India, and zip, and that's it. I don't need a flight, I don't need a helicopter, I don't need a bus, a car, or even walk. Yeah, I can just go instantly. That is how you have to be. Your mind is the one which can go as far as you imagine or you think, that it can take you right away. You can imagine, in Anna Mempalam, standing there in a car and looking at, all this beautiful Chennai, like when you think about it. So that is how powerful the mind is, which is what I'm thinking right now. I'm just expressing whatever my mind thinks right now. But the thing is, you just create in your mind. So you have to go as far as your mind lets you go. What you believe, remember, you can achieve for sure. What you are thinking in your mind, what you believe that you can become, you can definitely achieve. And it's all in the mind, it's all in your heart, and it's all in your desire. You have to, like it first. You have to love it first. We all know that gods are the greatest things we have, our greatest ever we have in our life. Brahma is the greatest artist, I would say. He never can fail, right? So you all believe that he designed you through your parents. Believe me, he designed you, that okay, this particular person, whoever is listening, whoever is watching, just listen to me. He designed you already, and through your parents. And the parents just brought you out, and whatever Brahma designed, of who you are. So you are designed for accomplishments. You are engineered for success, and you are endowed with the seeds of greatness already. So he decided what is best for you. And you have to decide, you have to create that from your mind, that hey, I wanted to become this, and I'm going to just go ahead and try my best to become that. It has to come from your mind and your heart. The time is now, and just do it. Don't ever wait for another second, that oh, tomorrow I will try, day after tomorrow maybe I will try to become the great. No, if you want to become the greatest person on earth, you have to start right this instant, this minute. If you waste the second, you waste, and that second will never come back to you. So go find the reason of why Brahma had put you into this world through your parents, and start that right now. Do it right now. That's what I would say. I wanted to see every one of you out there to be shining like the brightest stars real soon, with whatever love you have for yourself, or whatever you wanted to become. So this is my wish for all of you. And it is not only for all those listeners, all those fans, all those, every single one who is listening to me. This is for every single human being who came into this world. And I really would love to have a see you being one of the greatest persons very soon. And we have two of the very phenomenal young artists with us today. And I'm very happy and glad to bring both of them. And so I'm going to just say a few words about our first guest artist. And before that, let's see how we are doing with our audience. Oh my God. Okay. A lot of them are listening. I hope you all listen to me. So, yes, Mangala, namaskarams to you too, ma. Sandhya Sridhar, namaskarams to you. Mangala is saying, looking very beautiful, ma'am. Thank you so much. Pink is another color of mine. I love pink, light pink. The other day I was in with the hot pink, and it was little, everybody called me Rose. I thought, why did they call? Is that because my name is Rose, or because I'm wearing rose? I wasn't sure. So today I went a little bit lighter rose, and you still can call me that. And Vanita Pukuru, happy to join today, event man. Thank you. Wonderful to see you, Vanita. And Suma Biraji, how are you? Namaskarams to you. Looking beautiful, Rosie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Sumaji. And Meenakshi Ganeshan, wonderful to see you, Ma. It's great to have you always in my live. And so it's wonderful. And your kids, I have to talk to them again one more time. And Vasu Swami, wonderful to have you. And Satyapriya Krishnan. If at all we have to compare, we need to do it with ourselves, which is very true. Satyapriya, I agree with you 100%. Day by day, week by week, month by month, and so on. Very true. Year by year, too. And decade by decade, and life by life. I would add those two in that, too. And Chetna is saying, hello, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning to you. We will see KBS inculcation. Pranams to you, Krishna Babu. Thank you so much for joining me. And Shubha Sriram is saying, time and life once lost is lost forever. All of us, yes, that's very true, Shubha. So I would say that's the reason I was telling these youngsters, 1 second you lose it, you will never get back. So please hang on to it, even that 1 second, keep it in your hand and make it useful, whatever you can do within that. And Surya Narayanan, thank you so much. And Sri Vidya Chandrasekharan, superb effort, ma'am. And thank you so much, Sri Vidya. Lakshmi Vishwa, namaste to you too. Amritavarshini here, wonderful. Hi Amritavarshini, how are you, sweetie? I have to call you and bring you in soon too. And Satyapriya Krishnan is giving a big thumbs up. Anu Karthik, wonderful to have you. So without taking much of, I will just go over later on, when I, I'm in the middle of the live, and I'm going to bring our first guest artist, K. Satyanarayanan. And I always asked him, is that K for your dad's name, Krishna Babu, or is the K for your keyboard? So it suits him both ways. So I call him Keyboard Satya, and the world calls him Keyboard Satya. So we would keep him short as Keyboard Satya, And he is one of the greatest young musicians and a multi instrumentalist, composer, music producer, and also a guru in the youngest age. I mean, I thought that I was one of the youngest teachers. When Satya's dad used to study with me, I was hardly like 19 or 20, and he knows it. And then, so I used to think that I was one of the youngest teachers. And now I know Satya started when he was even 16, 17. And I'm very proud of him for what he's been doing. With all the students of his KPS inculcation, several of them came and participated in our competitions and won several prizes. And I'm really, really proud and honored to bring him here. And he's trained both in Western and Indian classical music, and he has established keyboard as a lead melodic instrument in the classical Indian music. Not only classical, of course, in overall Indian music. Satya has been fortunate to be guided by stalwarts of music, and several of the great musicians he underwent his musical guidance. He performs various genres like classical, film, fusion music, and has 18 years of experience. And I don't even think he is 18. Probably he is in early 20s, and he has. And so you can imagine, from almost from his birth, he started doing this. And I'm very, very happy to know that. And 18 years of experience, and with over 1900 concerts he already performed extensively in India and all around the globe. And he was, he has released over 25 albums and collaborated with various wonderful, great artists. Satya was conferred with the highest state honors from the Tamil Nadu state government state Kalaimamani Award at the age of 23. Now I know your age. I was always wondering, okay, 18 years. I thought you were 19 or 20. He is India's first A grade artist of All India Radio and an ICCR impaneled artist for classical Indian music on the keyboard. And he is one of the world's youngest, remember this, youngest to finish the grade 8 examination from the Trinity College of Music London at the age of 10. Can you imagine that? How brilliant he is. Musical knowledge, 8th grade in the London Trinity College of Music London at the age of 10. Satya is a Limca record holder and has been conferred with with several awards like Asia's Wonder Kid, Youth Icon, and you name it. Yeah. Satya, I'm going to suggest you, okay, go for Guinness World Record. We will plan something. So that's the one way you needed to probably focus next, because you almost got every single one already. Satya has established a KBS Inculcation and Music Education Center with over 90 students already are studying from globally. Today, Satya is one of the pioneer in the field of Carnatic music to be played on the keyboard. I'm very, very, very happy. And Murli Uncle, my husband, was one of them. Of course, he started like 30 years ago. And, he was actually originally one of the first ever musicians to play the Carnatic music on the keyboard, and but popularizing that, especially in the youth and in India, all over the world, that Satya had taken. That's why Murli uncle always loved him as another icon, because like originally, if you notice it, Muthuswami Dikshitar went through whatever he had gone through when he brought the violin into the Carnatic music field, because violin used to be the Western instrument at that time. The same way, 30 I would say 35 years ago, when Murli uncle started bringing in the keyboard into the Carnatic music field, our own family and friends put us down. Okay, what is it? How would you play the gamakams on it? How would you play thodi? How would you do this? How would you do that? And he did an extensive research on that, to how to play the, and then he worked with the keyboard manufacturers, and that is how all these I don't know those technical names, the what is that called, the gamakams you play, those kind of things were implemented on the instrument. So today's keyboard instrument was made so much easier to play Carnatic music. You name it. You play Bhairavi, you play Thodi, and even Ganta the other day was played. Ganta is one of the ragams which is like pretty stiff and pretty straightforward. It's a rare ragam, but it was pretty stiff ragam. And if, like you don't move it correctly, it can become some other ragam. So those kind of ragas were also, able to be played on the keyboard because of all his, work initially 35 years ago, and later on, who had taken over into his hand to popularizing that same instrument with all these other details, other nuances. And Satya is the next pioneer, I would say, in bringing the same instrument into the world and creating the Carnatic music as a vital instrument, like what Muthuswami Dikshitar had done. All these two were doing right now. Of course, there are many others, who established as a musician into the keyboard. But I would say Murli uncle originally, initially 35 years ago, and Satya like 20 years ago, I would say 23 years ago when he was born, I would say. He started off with the keyboard initially. For the past 23 years, he had taken in his hand, and he is like really, really rocking the world with that instrument on the Carnatic music. And I'm very, very proud and honored, how he has been doing. So I would call him the young Muthuswami Dikshitar, keyboard Muthuswami Dikshitar. And so without taking much of all of your time, I'm going to be bringing Keyboard Satya on stage. Hi, Karna. Namaskaram, sir.
Hi, Andy. Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Lovely to
Namaskaram. What a wonderful introduction.
All you deserve it. I have to keep talking over and over for another 2 hours, but everybody will say, okay, stop. Okay, I have to listen to some music.
Very sweet of you. Very sweet of you. And namaskarams to all the listeners, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all the people watching across all the time zones.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you are the major artist, Satya, and and people are all waiting for the past few days, when this day is going to happen. And they were all like, beautifully waiting, and waiting to listen to
Very
you.
glad.
So,
Very
Satya,
glad.
tell me a little bit about your. I mean, of course, I said a little bit about you, but you can say a lot because it's you. So I wanted to hear from you, like what you wanted to share about yourself, and how you are, dealing with this, Western instrument into the classical music, and how people are taking. Are you still? I mean, as I mentioned, 35 years ago when Murli uncle started, it was all negativity. People said, don't even try to because, as you mentioned, he also went through the Trinity, music of the Trinity College, London. He finished all these grades, and when we came here, Veena was one of the difficult instruments to bring in from India. And at those days and all, Veenas were literally made of wax. The black fretting was. When we bring one instrument and you go for like a little lunch for 10 minutes and come out, the whole we melt the crowd with the music. The instrument itself will be melted. And so it's very, very hard to bring in those instruments. So he said, okay, I know this keyboard, and I did the Western, all these things. So I wanted to bring in. So he started teaching the students. He went through quite a bit of challenge in bringing that, and you probably wouldn't have, because you probably was not even born at that time. And but I don't think any big of a difference happened afterwards. Even today probably you might get the same kind of negativity around
Yeah,
THRU.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So how do
It's
you deal
still,
with it, and how did you manage to still stay strong on what you do, and being one of the pioneers in this instrument?
it's very interesting journey, Auntie. Like how you said that uncle has started way long back.
Hmm.
Many musicians actually started
Right.
maybe little time before as well, because that was when the synthesizers were very popular.
Right.
It was
Right.
not actually the keyboard; it was actually the analog synthesizers, and it was more of monophonic and polyphonic synths, which was very popular at that time.
Hmm.
So keyboard Subbu Subramaniam sir, then Pallavadam Venkatramana Rao sir,
Very
and
true.
even T.N. Seshagopalan sir has played keyboard, and he has also explored some possibilities of it. It's very interesting actually. So I wanted to share a few experiences of my journey,
Hmm.
few very significant experiences, I would say, and then I'll come into how things have evolved after that. So
Hmm.
when I launched my first album, I was 8 years old. And by the way, I'm in my mid 25. I'm 25, so I'm in my mid 20s
You're still
right
my baby.
now.
You're still my baby.
Absolutely, always. So when I launched my first album, I was 8. So that time, just following the album launch, I had a concert in a suburb. So at that time, there was a very popular critic and astrologer. So he wrote an article in Dinatandi newspaper saying that Satya is an amazing artist. He's Vairam, Vaiduriam, and all. And his parents are number one fools in the world,
Oh,
because
whoa.
because if they had put him under violin, they would have got a Lalgudi. If they got him into a mandolin, they would have got a Srinivas. So he just started putting things like that.
Mhm.
So since they have put him on keyboard, he's just going to be a waste in the world.
What in the world? Even at that
Yeah,
time?
yeah,
Wow.
even at that time.
Mm.
So then luckily we had Srinivas sir as a chief guest for the album launch, Mandalay Srinivas sir.
Hmm.
So my parents called him and asked, sir, இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு ஆர்டிக்கல் எழுதியிருக்கா. So what do we do next?
To Srinivas sir.
To Srinivas sir. So he was like, உங்களுக்கு பயமா இருந்தா விட்டுடுங்கோ. ஆனா உங்களுக்கு தைரியம் இருந்ததுன்னா keep continuing, he'll become big.
Perfect.
He will achieve it.
Yeah,
So
because
அப்போ
we
வந்து
want
they
the man like that too. Yes, exactly.
yeah. So so then my parents said, okay, let's see whatever happens. Let's go with that. And many people called my father and asked, இந்த மாதிரிலாம் அவர் எழுதுறாரு, what did you write to the newspaper, or will you call him and talk? And my dad was very clear. See, when one ex person is getting to know that someone is talented, how did he get to know? Because he played keyboard. That the critic did not listen to me singing or playing mandolin or violin.
Exactly.
So that was one incident. And sometime later, what happened? We had gone to Machilipatnam. It's a very small town in Andhra Pradesh. Uh, so there, I had a concert. So the concert was going on fine. I played Meenakshi Memudam as the main piece of the day. And suddenly, one very old person stood up out of nowhere.
Mm.
Then my enhancement artist, violin and mridangam, got really jittery. So they were like, "Sir," as usual, my dad was on stage with me. This was around like I think 13 years back or 14 years back. So அப்போ வந்து அப்பா was on stage. So these people were telling, "Sir, நீங்க அவர் என்ன சொன்னாலும், you don't tell anything. Just say okay, sir, and don't talk anything else."
அப்படி இல்லைன்னா எனக்கு தெலுங்கு தெரியாதுன்னு கூட சொல்லிருக்கலாம்.
அது கூட சொல்லிடலாம். அதுவும் சொல்லிடுங்க. So just be on the safer ground. Don't confront him. அப்படிங்கிறது was their
Right.
idea. So then he came forward. He took the mic, and that old man was like, "Okay, இதெல்லாம் வாசிக்கலாம். அப்போ அந்த பீரியட் வந்து it was a quite a very tough period where there was a whole movement happening around keyboard artists where people were telling that they are spoiling the other musicians instrumentalists or a livelihood because they are putting all the tones in the keyboard and they are playing things. So that movement was very harsh and it was going on a very high level. ஸோ அப்போ வந்து இவர் ஹி கேம் ஃபார்வர்ட் அண்ட் ஹி வாஸ் லைக், இந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாம் வாசிடலாம், இதெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் இல்லை, அதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த கமக்கம்லாம் வருமா அப்படி. ஹி ஸ்டார்டட் டுவர்ட்ஸ் ஆங்கிலிங் டுவர்ட்ஸ் தட் சைட். ஸோ ஹி வெண்ட் ஆன் டு சே தட் இவன் வாசிக்கிறது ஓகே, நான் பாடுறதெல்லாம் வாசிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு. மை ஃபாதர் டுக் த மைக் அண்ட் ஹி வாஸ் லைக், சார் நமஸ்காரம், ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் தட் யூ ஹவ் கம் டு லிசன் டு அ கீபோர்ட் கான்சர்ட். We'll be grateful if you sing and Satya will play. I'm like, excuse me, என்னப்பா பண்ற அப்படின்னு ஒரு லுக்கு கொடுத்தேன். யூஸ்வலி மை ஃபாதர் ஜஸ்ட் அப்படியே ஜஸ்ட் டேக்ஸ் திங்ஸ் ஆஸ் இட் கோஸ். ஸோ அவரும் வந்து he was also such a great person that he actually started singing. He sang few phrases of Todi, he sang phrases of Bhairavi, he sang phrases of Sahana. அப்படியே வந்து he sang 6-7 different ragas, and after a while he was like, very good, I am happy that you are able to do it on a keyboard. So அந்த ஒரு journey ஆச்சு. And later we came to know he was one of the musical dance type. He was such a senior artist in Andhra Pradesh, and it's very very rare that he comes, and he was around 80 years old. So அந்த ஏஜ்லயும் he has come to attend a concert அப்படிங்கறதே வந்து it was such a blessing. So this also came up as a very big article in newspapers across India.
Wow.
So that was another incident. And once what happened, we had gone for a concert in Tirunelveli. That time there was so much of power fluctuation. It's sort of big wedding, and I think they just switched off the main power and turned it into a generator. I had a big huge Trinity Korg at that time, and my keyboard and the speaker went for a 6. So suddenly smoke started to come out of the keyboard and the keyboard was completely gone.
Oh my god.
So appo வந்து I was just playing the concert. In between the concert this happened.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like, ஐயோ அப்படின்னு ஆயிடுத்து. So my father just took the mic and he was like, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம், இந்த மாதிரி வெட்டிங்ல வந்து we are playing and hope you're all having a good time. I would like to ask you if one of you guys stay nearby, and if you have a keyboard, please come to the stage and just let us know. And actually one person came to the stage and he said, எங்க வீடு இங்க பக்கத்துல 4 பில்டிங் தள்ளி தான் இருக்கு, என்கிட்ட ஒரு கீபோர்ட் இருக்கு. My father requested him, sir கொஞ்சம் ஹெல்ப் பண்றீங்களா, can you please bring it, because this keyboard has gone for a 6. I'll just go and try to repair the eliminator and see if something can be worked out அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அப்பா went out, and that person came, gave his keyboard, and I started playing in his keyboard. It was, I think it was a Casio, those beginner type of keyboards, very small keyboard. So I started playing along in the concert, and after an hour my dad came back. He went somewhere and got things ready, and we finished the concert that way. So why I am telling this instance, the first incidents and second incidents, it's about you just before introducing me, you were talking about the point of not limit yourself and conceiving things as how people think in their own glasses.
Right.
And the third incident, it's about how we manage ourselves in a very tricky situation. So I personally, I feel as a musician, people have been just centered into a very common thought process of a very narrow thing, especially when it comes to music and musical instruments. There has been so many instruments which cannot imagine producing gamakam. Let's take an example of Jaladarangam, or let's take an example of a santur in Hindustani music. The gamakam is not possible, but we still have accepted those instruments as Carnatic and Hindustani instruments, and it's all in the mainstream. It's not like யாரோ வீட்டில் உட்காந்து வாசிச்சுட்டு இருக்கா, யாருக்குமே தெரியாது யார் வாசிக்கிறானே, not like that. It's been recognized as great instruments. And let's take harmonium for this instance. So idilella gamakam is not possible. Like no one can do anything. The instrument is that way. So next it leads to a point where we just keep thinking about limitations in life. So
Right.
we are just substituting that into music as well.
That's
So
true.
we say இந்த இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட்ல இது வராது அது வராது இப்படி பண்ண முடியாது அப்படி பண்ண முடியாது. I'm like okay fine பண்ண முடியாது, it's fine. Can one person be everything in the world?
Exactly.
They cannot do. Can a vocalist sing everything? They cannot. Can they sustain for one note for 20 minutes? They just cannot.
Very
But in a keyboard, if we just keep pressing the note, it just keeps on sustaining for years together.
true.
So can I say vocal music வந்து ரொம்ப waste, keyboard தான் ஒஸ்தி? It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It
and
really
then
doesn't make any sense.
very, very true. Very, very, very intelligent
So
stuff. Yeah.
ஆமா. So ஒரு common perception is that எனக்கு வரல அப்படின்னா யாருக்குமே வராது. If I am not able to get, no one can get.
That's true.
So the critic I told you about, maybe he tried playing it, maybe he did not get.
Right. Could be.
But that doesn't mean யாருக்குமே வராது.
Very true.
And generalizing it in a way, saying the instrument itself is not able to bring it out. That is, I always tell that there is a very small difference between innocent and ignorance. Being innocent and being ignorant. There are people, there were, I should say, people who are very innocent to a certain limit, to a certain point regarding keyboard. But when they heard people giving good music, and when they heard that keyboard is to their liking, because it's all about personal opinions. If we take a sabha, and the sabha or the president or secretary should be able to understand that music and he should be able to relate to that music, only then he is going to give you an opportunity. Just because 10 people call you, it doesn't mean 100 other people is going to call you. It's not that way. Many people think it that way. It's not like that. Everywhere it's about personal opinions and personal choices, and it's just not about the artist or the capability that you are getting an opportunity or anything of that sort. There are so many things involved in that. And the guru, or if in the guru person, if you have, you get this, and the guru, if you have, if you get that. And the marilan kuda people are narrowing down, and people are really complicating things where things should be just based on artistoda aesthetics and artistoda sensibility and musicality. So in the innocent people were there at one point, but when they came to know about the instrument and the capabilities, and after one point they started to realize that it is not the limitation of the instrument, but it is a limitation of the artist.
Very
So
true.
if an A can bring something out, a B cannot. Let us just start promoting, or let us give opportunities for A. That's a more logical way of doing things.
Very true. Yeah.
But there is the other group who are very ignorant, because they opposed something at a point in time. Now they know things have changed and things can be better, and this instrument can bring any other instruments or gayaki style, vocal style of stuff, and it can do something beyond that as well. But since they opposed at one point, if they start to support you now, it affects their ego.
Very true.
To put it in a very plain and straightforward thing, so they just act very ignorant. That how அப்படியா அதெல்லாம் வாய்ப்பே இல்லை. The same critic, he later at one point, he also came out in a public interview saying it was about instrumental music type of talk. So there he again quoted that keyboardல இதெல்லாம் வராது, keyboard வந்து மொட்டையான ஒரு வாத்தியம். I'm like, sir, this is what you understand. That doesn't mean that everything is done. And it so happens that people who are at a very responsible and who are at a very high level of society, they should be really accountable for their words and responsible of whatever information they give the public, because there will be more number of people getting influenced by that thought. But
True.
it's very unfortunate that not just in music field, in various fields, now people are slowly becoming more aware of whatever things are happening, and people are getting to have their own brains rather than just following someone's hierarchy.
Exactly.
Now people have started to think little bit, and I think people should be very very responsible when they tell certain things.
True.
That's when I met Balamurli sir. I had played in his sabha, and it so happened that he had come before, and he I was fortunate that he attended my concert. So and the concert முடிச்சப்புறம் he came on stage and said, whenever சத்யா வந்து ரொம்ப பிஸியான ஆர்டிஸ்ட், so whenever சத்யாக்கு டைம் இருக்கோ, if he can come home, I will teach him little sangeedam and ingidam, whatever I know.
Oh
So
my.
that's how I yeah, that's how I got into his guidance. Because they are people where we cannot go and approach நான் இந்த மாதிரி கீபோர்ட் வாசிக்கிறேன் உங்ககிட்ட கத்துக்கணும், that it does not happen that way. So it's like they choosing us. That's how Srinivas sir experience also happened. That's how Kanyakumari Amma's experience also happened. And Balamurli sir used to keep telling me something, that no one can stop an instrument at any point in time. They can stop the artist if they are not good enough, but they cannot blame any instrument for that, because especially in our own culture, we see instruments and we see everything as God. So it is like stopping God manifesting in some manner. So it's more than a very simple ignorance and innocence level of talk. It's such a very philosophical thinking that we should not do some things, and apparently there are many people who still keep doing it over and over. And I'm very happy to say that when I started, there was so much of complications around, especially in India and abroad, with sabas not giving opportunities and all those stuff. But as days go by, and as the instrument also gets evolved, and as me as an artist also get evolved, and so many people, other people also started taking up things, and I'm very happy to say that I've like come across quite a bit. I would say not everything, like starting from All India Radio to ICCR, and getting a state level award when I was 23 years old. So now things are very different. That people, anyone can get into keyboard, and they have a huge scope for it.
Right.
And when I started, there was no keyboard teachers as such. Like
Yes.
even when I started playing, when I went to Kanyakumari Amma, Srinivas sir and Balamurli sir, I knew to play keyboard. Alphonse sir had taught me in Western music, and I learned piano from Nasila Manimma. So I've known the instrument as such. So I just had to adopt the music.
That's true. True.
So it actually started when my mother sang one day at home, and I suddenly started playing it. So that's when the spark, my dad saw the spark and it sounded different. So that's how the whole journey actually started. My Tata, Sangeeta Bhushan, Embar Sadagopan Tata, he has taught me so many songs, so many kritis. So that's how the actual journey started. But nowadays, if you see, there are almost like millions of people learning keyboard,
Right.
especially Carnatic music on keyboard. And there are thousands of gurus who have actually started teaching keyboard, and it has become a livelihood for so many people to
Very
teach keyboard, because if you take any music school, they have keyboard in the top of their list,
exactly.
saying Carnatic music on keyboard is taught. It's இந்த ஒரு காமெடியா ஒரு saying சொல்லுவா இல்லையா, நம்ம ஊர்ல வந்து தெருக்கு தெரு ஒரு பிள்ளையார் கோயில் இருக்குங்கிற மாதிரி.
Keyboard வந்துட்டா.
அந்த மாதிரி தெருக்கு தெரு கீபோர்ட் கிளாஸ் இருக்கு. இப்போ ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை, ஐ எம் இன் ஒன் ஸ்ட்ரீட். Just across my street, there is another keyboard institute which teaches Carnatic music on keyboard there. So I feel very proud that I have been a part of the journey of this instrument.
Very true.
And this is always evolving. It's constantly evolving. Like every single day, I'm trying to see new things, and there are so many things which I keep working on, starting from the playing techniques. And yeah, so when I tell about techniques, I always feel when we learn an instrument, we should learn from its originality, from its origin. If you learn veena, you can start off from Carnatic music, because Carnatic music is the origination for the instrument. But if you learn a violin, it is always good you learn also Western music because that is where the actual bowing techniques and the fingering techniques started to evolve.
Right.
So as you said, Balusamy Dixit has evolved the instrument into Carnatic music.
Correct.
So it's adaptation of the instrument.
Mm.
So I always suggest people that you should have that balance. And in KBS inculcation, what we do, not just myself, I have my parents who take classes, and my senior students now, we have inculcated that habit that they should also take class, because they learn so many things
Right.
when they take class.
Right.
So only if they are in the other side, we will be able to analyze what we are actually.
Exactly. Very true. Very true.
So this techniques, whatever techniques we teach, it's all, it has a blend of both Western music and Carnatic music.
True.
But they just hear Carnatic music. But what they're actually doing has so many things inside, because that's just what I did. I wanted to give it back to the people.
Of course. Of course. Very.
And also I feel, and also I just a last point. Also I feel that people have a very common thought nowadays. Not just nowadays, it's been there for a while, but nowadays I feel a lot of it, that this Gana ragas which they talk about, and Romba Rakti ragas which they talk about, I personally feel when you actually know the origination of the word Gana ragas and Rakti ragas, they will actually not relate to whatever is being said today, because the concept itself was very different at that earlier years. And I always feel people should not be judged on the just the compositional aspect or whatever ragas they choose. They should be analyzed in the musical sensitivity they have, how aesthetically they handle the music and the art form, whether it be vocal music or instrumental music, how aesthetic are they, and what musicality are they having, and what is the creative aspects they have. Unfortunately, people just handle and they just have a thought that Todi Vasha Rumba Bangaram. It's great. Whereas if you play Hamsadwani, Hamsadwani Dane.
Very
It's
true.
not like that. A
No.
Sumar Todi is always bad, and a very good Hamsadwani is always better.
It's true. Very true.
So we should not just go by the book value.
Yeah.
We should have that sense of what people are doing, and I think generations after mine at least should start thinking, and they should start exploring not just what we learn. We just need to, like அப்படியே say அவ்வளவுதான் எனக்கு தெரியும். It's not like that, because when we start exploring things, we get to understand so many things. You then discuss with your guru, tell them that this is what I found out. You discuss with them, because otherwise as a guru it becomes very monotonous. இன்னைக்கு நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பாட்டு சொல்லி தரணும், சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டேன், நீங்க கரெக்டா பாடிட்டேன், நெக்ஸ்ட் டே என்ன பண்றது, வேற பாட்டு சொல்லி கொடுக்கணும். So it just becomes, you just learn compositions and you just learn manodharma, that's all it is. But things are not that way. And especially once they had reached that 8th grade and 10th grade in school, things slowly start to go in a different direction. When they finish their 12th grade and get into the college, things slowly again change. And once they finish college, they are nowhere out of the music side. If you see 100 people learning music, hardly 5 people continue after college.
Right.
So as gurus, it just becomes like, okay, one session I give you this much and you teach me. This is not a crutch.
Yeah.
We are trying to inculcate knowledge.
Right.
But unfortunately, the parents should understand that music is a lovely art form, and not just every person need not become a performer.
Yes.
You learn music to appreciate music. You don't learn music to perform.
Right.
Those are completely different things. Its performance is a completely different skill set altogether.
Right.
So I really wish parents, especially in your fan clubs and all your pages which you have, I really wish that they try to inculcate this attitude in themselves and in their kids, so that we have people who appreciate good music.
Right.
Because that is very important. Good music should be appreciated, and we should not settle down for mediocre stuff. Just because 100 people follow, that doesn't mean that music is great. Because no one follows doesn't mean that music is bad as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we should analyze things and we should take up life in that way.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's give a big round of applause. A wonderful, matured talk by Satya. Satya keyboard தான் வாசிப்பேன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு இருந்தோம். But he is such a great public speaker.
That's sure.
You know,
இல்ல
God
aunty, see,
when really when he brought it, I mean Muthuswami Dikshit's brother, when he brought the instrument, Western instrument, which is a violin, when he brought that
yeah,
into
yeah,
Carnatic music, lots and lots of negativity around him. Nobody wanted to accept it and stuff like that. But today, any Carnatic music concert can you see without a violin in it? So that is,
absolutely.
you know,
See, that's where I feel that people just, even when Mandolin Srinivas sir got the mandolin, he was actually playing with the original mandolin. It sounded very different. Now, they later he adapted that instrument into a different one.
exactly.
Kadri sir adapted saxophone.
Right.
Paladam sir had adapted Carnatic music. So there are so many people who have done. But what do we see? We just see the book value or the face value. That's it.
Right.
We have one concept of music in our mind, and we just want that to be put in every other boxes we see. So
Right.
ஒரு vocalist பாடுறனா அதே மாதிரி தான் வீணா should sound, அதே மாதிரி தான் violin should sound.
It won't
How
work
will
that
it sound? It won't work that way. Everything has its own unique characteristics and qualities.
exactly.
So we should
Maybe.
try to appreciate that. We should find the positives of it and not just look at negatives. So when it comes to keyboard, I can proudly say that I'm like working towards that no negatives can be found, and I can cross question the other person saying, can you do this in your instrument, or can you do this when you sing? So the whole topic is not about arguing.
Right.
It's about appreciating, and it's about
So that it's supposed to be like that.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what
it should be a positive thing.
yeah. So
And
recent
people still are there, like very boxed minded,
yeah.
and there are many leading sabhas in Chennai itself not giving opportunities, and many leading organizations in India which do not support keyboard. But it's fine.
It's okay. I
Like
mean one day
when we do something, we are not doing for the whole world to accept it.
exactly. Yes.
Nothing will be accepted that way.
Right.
There will be a opposition, there will be a group of supporters as well.
Right. Very
So
true.
what I personally have done, and what my parents and my gurus have brought sense in me, is that when someone is talking against, or someone is doing something, talking something negative about your musicality and instrument, you first don't start to defend them.
Right.
You first analyze whether they are making any sense, because it is not just that we know everything in life.
Right.
We will never know that way.
Mm.
So it's always a process. We get to learn things.
Right.
And அப்படி பண்ணாச்சே அந்த மாதிரி ஒருத்தர் அகேன்ஸ்டா பேசச்சு, they will have a completely different perspective to what you are doing.
Right. Right.
So you see whether you can take anything good in that.
Yes.
So it's like free nyan.
Yes.
Who gives free nyan? Everyone will give free nyan. So you just take things and take whatever you want, and leave the residue portion which you don't want, just leave it aside.
Yes.
So it makes our mind calm and peaceful, and we get to explore more things and guide other people as well. Right. So many people ask me about the stone I use. So I've been using this stone, I think, from my age of 9 or so. Mm-hmm. So this stone is jazz guitar. So there is one lecture I had done in Tamil Nadu Music University. Mm-hmm. It's called Trendsetter of Carnatic Music keyboard. Mm-hmm. So and the thing is there on YouTube. So anyone who is interested in this, people who are watching right now, if you are interested, you can just listen to them, that lecture. So I've detailed about all the aspects I do in keyboard and how this Carnatic music is been able to be possible on this instrument. Right. So people ask me about the tone I use, it's jazz guitar. So people actually started thinking that I'm doing something else and something is custom made for me. Right. My instrument is custom made for me. It is definitely not. I just got it from the store, and I just do my experience and my musicality into it. And there is a popular saying that and A.R. Rahman sir, I think someone asked this question to him: do you think a music instrument is popular because of the player, or it is because of the player the instrument is popular?
Yeah. It's actually,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so he had said it is not about the player or the instrument. It is about who handles what
What?
at what point in time.
Yeah, very true.
So that is what is very important.
Very
And I feel no instrument or no human being actually deserves all these negativity. And beyond the point, it is just
no,
uh,
not at all.
it's very very childish and very kiddish thought that if I am not able to do, no one will be able to do.
No, yeah,
It's a very kiddish thought. I
yes,
think people have to move on
yes.
and accept things
Yeah,
which are
we
wonderful.
love to hear you play some of your beautiful music if you can for
Sure.
us. We are looking
Sure,
forward.
sure, sure.
Phenomenal speech you gave to us, and it was wonderful experience sharing with all this beautiful audience right here around the globe. Like about the instrument. I mean, we always talk about it bits and pieces, here and there, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since you are going through this, like as I mentioned, like a Balu Swami Diksha, nobody agreed, nobody accepted. But right now,
Absolutely.
today's world, the violin is the main instrument in Carnatic music. The same way keyboard 100 years later will be a main important instrument in all the sabhas.
I,
And at
I,
that
I would
time,
like to just add here
yeah,
that I already have started to feel that keyboard has become a staple instrument of Carnatic music already.
of course, and you made it
Yeah,
possible. Definitely made it possible.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is already, but as I mentioned, like இப்போ எந்த கச்சேரிக்கு போனாலும் பக்கவாத்தியம் அப்படின்னு எடுத்தா வயலின் தான் அந்த காலத்துல என்ன
Violin தான்.
yeah அந்த காலத்துல
கண்டிப்பா.
பக்கவாத்தியம் வந்து we don't know which instrument was used before Baluswami Dikshithar, so at least
Yeah, 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 yeah.
nowadays. So 100 years later, now we are like when you are
True.
123 or 125, keyboard
Yeah,
probably will be playing in every sabhas, in every concert. At that time,
absolutely.
your name, Murli Uncle's name, Paladam sir's name, everybody's like, well, stay straight and steady.
Definitely. Definitely. See, that's the interesting aspect where keyboard has been there for so many years,
Right.
but in a very different role altogether
Very true.
for playing BGMs and doing accompanying stuff.
Correct.
Now, over a period of time, let's say like 25, 30 years, keyboard has now slowly started to evolve itself as a lead instrument.
Solo instrument. Yeah, solo instrument. Very
So
true.
that's a solo instrument. So that's where I'm very happy, Auntie. Actually, I don't know if Balu Samidishadar actually saw people using violin so much.
Yes.
But
He
let's
probably
say myself, yeah, let's say myself or Palladam sir or Murli uncle or Subbu sir, they themselves, we are able to see in our own generation
very
the
true.
evolution of the instrument and how people are actually taking up because keyboard is a very easy instrument to pick up.
Yeah. Very true.
But if you want to really be an exponent of it, it
You have
really takes time.
it does.
So
Yeah.
what people think is you just see an notation online, you just hear a YouTube video, அவ்வளவுதான் கீபோர்டு வந்துருச்சு
It
அது
does.
அப்படி வராது
We
வரும்
would
எப்படி
never.
வரும்னா
Yeah.
அதுதான் இல்ல வரும் எப்படி வரும்னா அவாத்து பாட்டி தாத்தா வில் அப்ரிஷியேட் ஐயோ என் பேரன் ரொம்ப நன்னா வாசிக்கிறான் என் குழந்தை ரொம்ப நன்னா வாசிக்கிறது பட் திங்ஸ் டோன்ட் ஸ்டாப் தேர்
Right. Right.
like
Very
the
true.
real people who are really wanting to do make a difference in it, they move forward. The
Exactly.
others are very happy with their grandparents appreciating their music.
Of course. That's it. Yeah.
So there is no judgment here. People
Of-
can be anyway. It's their life and it's what they want.
yes.
So there is we are no one to. I am not judging anyone,
Of
but
course.
it's just my journey that I have traveled. I'm just exploring all these thoughts.
Beautiful, beautiful. We would love to hear some music from you, Satya.
Yes.
We are all
So
awaiting, listening to listen to your music.
so I play quite a few genres of music, Carnatic music. I play some folk. I play film music. What I will do right now, um, I'll play a song which Srinivas sir taught me, Gajana Nayutam, the Ragam Chakravakam. Since yesterday was his Remembrance Day, I would like to dedicate this song for him. And following that, I'll play a wonderful melody from the movie Karnan.
Beautiful. Very nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Wow, 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 wow. Phenomenal. How
Thanks, Auntie. Auntie, I
beautiful,
just want
beautiful.
to share a couple of things. While I
Yeah,
was playing, something just hit my mind, so I just wanted to share that. I use the pitch bender, so
right.
everyone will knowing this gadget pitch bender
Mhm.
is there on, it's like a knob or
Right.
joystick.
Mhm.
So this is one of the major things which makes the gamakas possible. And another concept of it is the portamento and legato.
Right.
So most of the higher end keyboards have this option,
Right.
but just because we are able to enable it and we play, the music does not sound this way.
Right. True.
So you need the proper guidance and the guru's efforts, and they also should be knowing about the instrument, and it's very important that way as well. And another thing, in what I do, I try to incorporate my Western knowledge. So I do some chords, something like a chords thing, or in Veena we call it the Tala Tandi Mari Vara Mari.
Mm.
So this actually gives a very different feel to the whole musical listening experience, because I
Mhm.
always feel that music is about experiencing and it is not just about watching the performer, or it's not that. So we
Right.
give an experience. So for example, I'll just play a short tanam,
Okay.
maybe in what ragam shall I play? I'll play
Right.
in Sahana.
Okay.
Or do you like any ragam? I can.
No, Sahana is my favorite. Go ahead. Allah, maybe
Sahana,
that's
okay.
peaceful raga.
Okay. So the same thing, if we do something without this, it might sound this way. So this also sounds sahana, and this also sounds like a tanam. It's not
Right.
just a swaram pattern.
Yeah.
But
That
when we
left
do
hand.
this,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That
that
left
gives a
hand.
completely. So that's one of the things I try to incorporate even in my Carnatic concerts.
Beautiful.
Proper, proper Carnatic stuff which I play, because
Mm.
it gives a good feel.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, we as Carnatic artists, most probably, we haven't ventured into anything else. So we have not explored our possibilities of how harmonies and how the other forms of music or and the aspects sound into Carnatic music.
Mm. So you are doing
ನಮ್ಮ
an
ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು
amazing job. You are doing an amazing job as a Carnatic musician as
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್
well
ಯು.
as a young artist. You know what you are doing, your exploration. You know, bringing in. Actually, I've been observing you bringing several other styles of keyboards too. The what do you
Yeah,
call them?
yeah, the Rolly keyboard.
Rolly, yeah, the
Yeah,
Rolly.
I play the keyboard. I play very very different instruments. So I play the GeoShred app,
Right.
which is of Mr. Jordan Rudess. So that
Yeah.
was also an interesting experience that he had heard me
You
play
have to try.
Carnatic music.
You have to try one more Nam festival when I went the
Okay.
and it's a complete the full
Oh yeah, yeah, the
yes,
circular keyboard.
that's a
Yeah, it
phenomenal.
was very interesting.
You must I mean at least you have to come to Nam. I mean it's you know one of those days you have to get that and
Definitely.
make it work for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. See, there are so many like, very interesting instruments. As I was saying about GeoStrat, Mr. Jordan Rudess had sent him a track and he listened to me playing keyboard. And
Mm,
he personally wanted me to try GeoStrat app. So
beautiful.
that's how I've been a part of their journey for quite some time now. So
Very
I
good.
play GeoShred, I play Rolly keyboard. Probably I'm the first person to have played Carnatic music on the keyboard.
Yes, you are
So, so
wonderful.
I have another instrument called the nano keys of Korg,
Right.
which weighs around like 200 grams. Probably it's the lightest keyboard. So it's like small. It's very small and very light. So it's a very interesting journey where we tend to uh, learn expand our musicality more
Right.
than just compositions and more than just a very limited scoping things. We tend to research so many things, and I've been very fortunate to have wonderful people around me
That's true.
who have
Very,
supported
very, very,
because
very.
it's not
I'm
just a
happy.
single man's person journey.
Yes. And
Yeah,
also, your parents are very supporting, wonderful parents. And
absolutely.
I also saw your uncle on, writing comments for you. And Barkana is there too.
My
And
dear mom.
and it is very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining
Auntie.
and sharing your
Thank
beautiful
you.
experience.
Thank you so much. And to whatever I am today, it's completely to my parents, my gurus, and the wonderful musicians who have been playing along with me, and to the wonderful well wishers who have been supporting me through my journey so far. And I always want all your blessings and support
Always
to
there.
continue this.
I love
And
whenever Appa posts something or when you post something, and I enjoy listening to it. So
thank you.
you are one of the
So glad.
phenomenal musicians in India right now, and I'm very, very glad
Thanks.
and happy that you could allot your time to come to the live and talk
Pleasure.
about the
Pleasure.
instrument,
Pleasure.
talk about the pluses and minuses of the instrument. And pretty
Yeah.
soon, I mean, as you mentioned, you are the Balaswami Dikshiter, and what and people
No,
will.
you are. You're being very sweet, and thanks to you for having me. And you're doing such a great service and exploring so many kids' talent and so many people's talent, and
Thank,
not just in lockdown. Like it's, I think it's going to become a staple thing for you.
thank you,
So
thank
you
you.
better dedicate your life to this
That's it.
and start doing it for complete weekends
Whatever
because
the
every
youngsters, yes, youngsters, whatever the youngsters wish, we have to abide the rule. So now you wished it,
absolutely.
so I have to abide your rule now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there is no dearth of talent in our community, or there is no dearth of talent in the world
Right.
as such.
Yeah.
Because we just tend to
See,
see only small things.
right. The idea of it basically is, I mean, again and again, over and over in any part of the world, if you notice it, there are only the 10 people over there, 10 people over here, 15
Yeah,
people over there, and 15 people over here in any music, if you take. And
yeah,
we are the only ones who are dominating the music field, dominating the music industry. There are a million others with the same exact equal talent around the globe and
absolutely,
not even
absolutely,
observed by others. It's because they were not given a right
absolutely.
platform. Right now, we have the ability to bring them in, show them the world. Hey, world is very small,
Wonderful.
especially sit in front of your computer and put yourself. And now, when I
Absolutely.
started,
It's amazing because we keep watching all your Saturday, Sunday videos at our home every day, every weekend.
Mhm.
So to see so many people coming forward to show the world their talent and to explore because one fine day they did not become whatever they are right now. It's
Probably
not
one
the ultimate, but it's not the ultimate, but they're constantly evolving. For this one life, they would have practiced for so many days. So at
right.
least that is making them practice and it's bringing them that confidence. Okay, let me try this out. So
Right.
that is very important.
That's the whole
So we
idea.
start small. Yeah, we start small and we become big.
Very
So
true.
that's journey is always special than big starting a journey when we are already big.
Right, right.
So that I don't prefer.
That's what in
So
my
we
intro I spoke to. Start in the beginning and start right now and
absolutely,
move and grow. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
absolutely,
Let's give a
such
big
a
round
pleasure,
of applause
such
to
a
Kumar
pleasure.
Satya for his beautiful speech and experience
Thank you.
shared, as well as his beautiful playing of the instrument and showing different, different,
Yeah.
ways of playing. And it is phenomenal. And thank you so much again. And give our
Thanks so
lovely
much.
everybody.
Kandipa. Thanks so much, and thanks to you all for watching all Rose Auntie's wonderful productions. And I really hope you all keep supporting her as
Thank
well.
you. I love
Wonderful.
you. And we
Love
will
you so much.
see
Yes.
you soon.
Convey my regards to Murli uncle,
I will do that.
Vasant and Varshini.
I
Yeah.
will do that. I will do that.
Yes. Yes.
And very soon I'll bring you in for a bigger playing just the music only.
Sure.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Sure.
Thank you.
We
Thank
should catch up.
you. Sure.
Yes. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye bye.
Let's give a big round of applause to Satya for his beautiful sharing of his personal experience as a musician, as a kid, as a performer, and as a inventor of bringing a new instrument into the field of a greater field of Carnatic music. And of course, as we mentioned, there were several pioneers that, but being there in India in the hotspot, and he is experiencing all this by himself with his parents and with his audience, and it is a beautiful beautiful experience share. And another round of applause to Satya, and wonderful wonderful wonderful. Thank you so much everyone for being with me and listening to him. And next I have another phenomenal musician who is actually a very rare find, I would say. He is hidden always for some reason, but I didn't want him to be hiding, so I wanted to bring him in and show him and show us what he is doing to the world. And at least even I didn't know, I knew always as one of the prominent musician's son. I didn't know so many of the things he did. And as soon as I heard this, I'm going to bring him in. So that is what I'm doing right now. Sarvesh Karthik, none other than Gatam Karthik ji's son, and he's a phenomenal musician himself. Sarvesh Karthik is a skillful artist, exhibiting his skills on various percussion instruments and musical gadgets. And his creative ideas, intensive traditional training on the mridangam with a sharp mind makes him a unique artist. And he is only in his early 20s, and he is, when he booms up in his within like a 2 or 3 years, he is going to be somebody very 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 a top in the beginning itself. That's what I am seeing his talent as. Sarvesh has exceptional ability to adapt to different genres and to be adapt in musical styles, making him an interesting blend of natural talent and focusing, training. I came to know recently that he is also a fantastic recording engineer and helped several musicians and dancers utilized his recording skills, mixing and mastering skills in their productions. So I probably will also ask him very soon for my productions. Here I present Sarvesh Karthik. Hi, Sarvesh. How are you, Kanna? Sarvesh, you
Namaste,
are on mute.
namaste.
Yes. Namaste,
Yes,
Kanna. How are you doing? It's
I'm doing
very
great, great,
beautiful
great.
to
Thank
bring you
you.
in.
Really, really
Appa was
happy to
here
be
like a
here.
few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Of course, with pleasure, with pleasure. And with all your abilities, with all your talents, we are awaiting, we are waiting. The whole your group of audience are waiting to listen to you, what you're going to offer to us. So tell a
definitely.
little bit
Thank
more
you.
about you, what you do, and your.
Yeah, thank
Go
you.
ahead, Sarvesh.
Once again, thank you so much for inviting me. And to be honest, it's really interesting to see so many talents, so many people perform in this avenue which Rose Auntie has created. And first, before starting, I would like to say Rose Auntie told that I am in my early 20s. No, I'm not in my early 20s. I'm only 20. So I'm exactly 20.
I
So
know, but I didn't want to. I don't want to put you in a blast if you're 20. I know you are 20, but it's safer to say early 20 because 20 also goes in there.
definitely. Okay. So, yeah, to be sharing my journey here, to be sharing what I do, it's really happy. So, like how I started out was when I was around 4 or 5, I started learning the mridangam from Shri Pungalam Subramaniam sir. And, you know, before that, before learning mridangam itself, since I belong to the legacy of a great artist like Gatam Karthik, so it was a great thing to have music in my house itself. So even when I was born, music was there in and around me, and it was part of my life. And in my childhood, I, to be joking, I actually liked the gatam more than the mridangam, and I used to bang all the gatams that were at home, and make all the silly stuff and all the create ruckus in the house, create noise and everything. And I was formally inculcated into the learning of mridangam when I was around 4 or 5 years old, and I started learning mridangam formally, properly. And then after a point of life, I took advanced lessons from Sri T.H. Subhash Chandran sir, and I also had my Arangetram under him in 2016, which was my Arangetram was actually a very interesting event, because almost 40 to 50 people from the music industry, like Appa's colleagues and co-musicians, people of real great value, and maestros, mainly maestros and legends like Karakudi Mani sir, and Ishwaran sir, and Kamalakar Rao sir, and Cleveland Sundaram sir, Sudha Raghunathan ma'am, GJR Krishnan sir, all of them were present, and adding more glow to the temple, like adding the Makutam to the temple. The chief guest was none other than TVG Mama and Vikku Vinayakaram sir, which was a huge blessing for me. And I can even say my Arangetram was like template Arangetram in that time. Like so many artists from the industry came and blessed me. It was a great experience. And like apart from being a mridangist, uh, I didn't want to be a usual mridangist, like a person who learns mridangam, does arangetram, goes to concerts, plays concerts. That is done by most of all the people who are learning mridangam, right? And to be honest, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to create something different and make something different, which I am specially doing. So what first I started doing was I started learning to play all other different instruments. Like I learned to play the gatam, I learned to play the ganjira, I learned to play the morsing, the tawil, the dolak, tabla, and all the other instruments. So it actually widened my spectrum, and it actually made my uh, like perspective on the music and perspective to rhythm very vast and wide, because approaching each and every instrument in their own authentic styles and authentic techniques is a huge task, to be honest. So for example, if I can say a mridangam and a tabla's playing technique may be similar, maybe scenes similar, but it's entirely different. How you approach the instrument, how it is approached in the respective systems is entirely different. So you have to adapt to the different techniques of the tabla or the mridangam or the gatam or the ganjira. Each and every instrument has its own fingering techniques and uniqueness. So what I started to do was I started to explore each and every instrument, and I tried to play each instrument in their own authentic styles, like without changing the fingering, without changing any like not incorporating other instrument styles onto some other instrument. Like if I'm playing mridangam, the mridangam will be an authentic mridangam. When I play a ganjira or a gatam, it will be authentic. So that's how I started exploring a lot of instruments, and eventually I became a multi percussionist. And after exploring all these instruments, I wanted to make something new. I wanted to bring in something new into the Carnatic music field, because of course the mridangam, the gatam, the ganjira, the morsing, the tabla are all instruments which are popular and people play it, and it's a widely accepted instrument. But I wanted to do something new and something different. So when I was thinking about that, I came across a few videos on YouTube which showed the Hansonic HPD 15. Actually, this is the Hansonic 20 I'm having right here. So Hansonic HPD 15 is the predecessor or the previous version of this instrument. So what I tried doing was I bought the Hansonic. I told my father, I want to try some new things. I want to try new rhythms and everything. And Appa got me the Hansonic 15 when we went to the US, and I started playing the Hansonic 15. So the Hansonic 15 was a very different instrument which had tones of Western instruments like the congas, the djembe, the drums, or bongos, or many other Latin instruments, African instruments, South African instruments, and American instruments, and all the so-called technological instruments. So what I did to make a mark is that I tried playing Carnatic Korvais and Carnatic Abhiprayams and all the things that are played on the Carnatic system. I tried to incorporate that into the Hansonic. So that's how I started performing on the Hansonic along with my father in Heartbeat. And I also performed a lot of Talavadyam kacheris. To mention a few, I performed a Talavadya kacheri with J. Balaji Mama, where Anirudh Atraya Anna was on the Ganjira, and Praveen Sparsh Anna was on the Kaho, and Appa was on the Gatam. So those opportunities made me explore the Hansonic more and more. And later, when the Hansonic 20, that is the recent version of Hansonic, was released, I was so excited because we could load our own samples. Like, say, if I want to play a tawil, I want to play a ganjira, I want to play a gatam, but all at the same time, and I don't want to carry all of those. I can put in all the sounds inside the Hansonic and I can start playing. So it's really a versatile tool. Even though it's versatile, just like the keyboard, you have to adapt yourself. Just like Satyana was mentioning, the keyboard is a great instrument on its own, but to adapt the Carnatic system, or how you play the Carnatic system, gamakas or swarams or songs, you have to adapt yourself and you have to work on it, right? So I
Right.
worked on the Hansonic, and what I did was I got the samples of various instruments. I sampled my own instruments and I loaded it onto the Hansonic. And that
Ah,
was not the end. So why that was not the end means, say you go to any technological person who has a DTX pad, and say who has a Octapad or an Yamaha pad. That person may be playing really great percussion, and it will be really nice. I'm not saying anything bad about them. What I would like to say about my contribution is that I try to play each and every instrument in their own authentic styles and how they sound by themselves. say if I'm going to play a tawil on the hand sonic, I have to know that how a tawil will sound, or how a tawil is played, where is it, where the accent is, how it sounds, and I have to analyze each and every aspect of the tawil to bring out the originality of the tawil on the hand sonic.
Very true. Very true.
So if I give this hand sonic to anybody who are there, if they just tap, if I give it to you, you can also tap. If I give it to somebody else on the road, they can also tap. The tawil sound will be heard, but will it sound like the tawil? That is entirely a different topic. So that's what I worked on. So I'll just demonstrate a few things which I have worked on. So I have developed a fingering technique on my own to adapt each and every instrument. So say I'm going to play a tawil right now on the hand sonic. So before I play the authentic tawil style, I'll demonstrate how it will sound if somebody who doesn't know how a tawil will sound will play it. Okay, so let's see how the tawil should not sound. So that's how a tawil should not sound. But if you know how a tawil works, or how the tawil should sound, then you can implement the techniques of the tawil and make it sound really close to the original instrument itself. That's what I worked on, and I have developed a special fingering for my own, and I use that to emulate the originality of the tawil. So I'll just show how you play the tawil as the tawil. So yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Let's give a big round of applause for that particular piece.
Thank you.
I close my eyes and hear that. That is absolutely tawil.
Definitely. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
thank you so much. So that's how I can say I personally explored the avenues, and I explored how the tawil should sound in its original form, and incorporated that onto the hand sonic. So that's how I developed the hand sonic. I can say, maybe humbly, I can say, I don't know if there was any person before me, but I can say proudly, I was the person who brought in the hand sonic into the Carnatic music system. So,
Beautiful. So another Balu Swami Dikshit here for that. Give a big round of applause. You know, tawil is a traditional instrument, and what is the process going to go through? But the thing is, the hand sonic is one of the instruments which was a recent inclusion
definitely.
in the music world, and bringing the traditional instruments into, especially traditional Carnatic field like traditional instruments, into the hand sonic is amazing. So
Thank you.
beautiful,
Definitely.
beautiful. I'm very, very, happy to hear that.
Thank you so much. So to share more things about the hand sonic and how I worked on the hand sonic, now I'll just demonstrate some mridangam, and I'll show how the mridangam sounds in its original form. So this is the original mridangam. I've not processed or anything. So it's the original instrument in itself. So
Wow, wow, wow. Phenomenal, phenomenal.
Thank
At
you.
least that one. I mean, you take any instrument, உன்னோட கை வந்து விளையாடுறது. அதுதான் சொல்லு. Beautiful,
So
beautiful, beautiful.
thank you so much. And so you now heard the mridangam in its original form, how it's sounding, how the fingering was, how I played the original takatari taka tankar takatari all the solos.
Right.
So incorporating that same whatever I played on the original instrument onto the hand sonic.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Oh my God. அது சொன்ன மாதிரி கண்ணை மூடிட்டு கேட்டா you only hear the மிருதங்கம் in there.
Definitely.
That
So
is very, very
that is
beautiful.
the whole concept of the thing, because if you close your eyes and hear, it should not sound like a machine. It should
Right.
sound like a real person playing the mridangam. So they have a lot of features that you can use to emulate the human effect, like it is very pressure sensitive, or it has velocity sensitiveness. Everything is there on the technological side, but how to use it is up to the artist.
That's true. Very
Right.
true.
So just like Satyana was saying, the keyboard in itself has the portamento, the legato, it has the pitch bend knob, it has the all the features, it has features where you can change the tone, but how you play, how you implement it is up to the artist, right?
Right.
So
Very
that's where the artistry comes into play.
beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. You have to know the instrument. You have to know the trade in order to
Definitely.
implement that into that. Yeah.
So and and now a lot of people have started bringing in the hand sonic into the Carnatic concerts. Like I played a concert for Sri Ravikiranji, Chitravina Ravikiranji, and he was so encouraging me, and he was so like passionate, and he said like, you are playing really good, and why don't you perform along with me? That was a great blessing for me,
Exactly.
because I am a very small artist when compared to his stature, and it was a great honor for me that he invited me to perform on the hand sonic, because using the hand sonic in the Carnatic system is a very rare thing.
Right. Right.
And even though it's rare, to quote a few plus points of the hand sonic, I would say, okay, you are singing a fast paced songs like Nera Runchinano.
Mhm.
You can play a tawil, because the tawil will go well with the song.
Very
But
true.
when you're playing a very subtle song like Vandanamo Raghunandana, then the gumkis of the Ganjira may be even more soothing than the tawil. So then you can use the Ganjira. So you have the versatile ability to use various instruments and not bringing it on stage.
Very true. Very true.
And how you do it is up to the artist. Again, again and again, I would like to stress on the point that it's up to the artist to emulate the originality of the instrument. We should not lose the originality of the instrument, right? So whenever we are playing the Ganjira, it's better and it's best when we know the original techniques and how the Ganjira works, or how you have to play the Ganjira. And when you play a tawil, you have to know how a tawil works. Even if you don't know, like the deep interiors of the instrument, like uh, how it is made or something like that, you have to know how it sounds. You have to know how it is played to uh, bring in a very close resemblance to the original instrument. So that's a contribution of the artist. So that's what we have been doing along with the hand sonic. So hand sonic does not have only like Western, only Indian instruments. I'm also trying to play our core wise in Western instruments like drums. Say I want to play a core on the drums, I can just dial in the tone of the drums. I have now worked hard to set each and every instrument up to my convenience and how it should sound like the original. So I'm going to play the drums and I'm going to play a korvai.
Wow, 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 wow. How amazing. I mean, பாக்கறச்சே வந்து ஓ அதுல வந்து வாசிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு தோன்றது. இதுக்கு நாங்க மிருதங்கம் கத்துக்கணும், தவில் கத்துக்கணும், ட்ரம்ஸ் கத்துக்கணும், எல்லாத்தையும் கத்துண்டாதான்
So
ஓரளவுக்கு இதுக்கு அட்டெம்ப்டே
yeah,
பண்ண
the
முடியும்.
korvai right now I played was nothing but tati tak tati tak tati tak the tang 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 titak the tam 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 tak the tam ta dum ta tum tati tak ta tum tati tak ta tum tati tak tam. It's a proper
Beautiful.
authentic Carnatic korvai,
Exactly.
but how you implement it on the drums is entirely different, right?
Very true, very true. Beautiful, beautiful,
Thank you so
beautiful,
much.
beautiful, beautiful.
And moving on, other than the technique of the hand sonic and how I'm playing the hand sonic, usually I like to explore a lot of stuff. To be honest, I'm a little fidgety on all the technological stuff and how it's working and everything. So I've got a lot of technological gadgets and everything. So how I started my journey as a sound engineer, I will share a few anecdotes on that. So basically it started out as a very fun journey, to be honest, because when Appa got a MacBook Pro, he was mentioning that okay, I am going to use it for my stuff and I'm going to use it for my music and all the other stuff and everything like that. And whenever Appa wasn't there at home, I used to take the MacBook Pro and I used to fiddle around with it, and I used to like a very unique software, a very professional audio recording software called the Logic Pro. So Appa had loaded the Logic Pro onto the MacBook Pro, and I didn't know anything about Logic. So I didn't know anything, to be honest. And basically what I did was I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and I started meddling around with the tools inside Logic, and I started slowly knowing what was all the instruments, how you have to record, how you have to mix, what are all the plugins and what are all the features and everything like that. And slowly I started to gain my knowledge. And a very important opportunity that I got was when I was studying my school, when I was studying my 11th or 12th. My close friend in school, his name is Sai Narayana, and he is a very budding director, and he was very interested to do a short film. And he approached me and asked me, since I'm a musician, he asked me if I can do the music for him, if I can do the background score for him. I was like, first I was slightly hesitant, and I didn't know how the software worked or how to compose music. But I was like, okay, let me try and I'll just do some music. So I agreed to it, and to be honest, I knew nothing about Logic up and until then. So I started exploring little by little, learning a lot. Like there's an ocean that is there when you go into technology, because technology has improved so much that the further you know, you have even more to know on the long run. So the more you know, the more stuff you need to know will become more and more. So it's not like it's an endless journey. So again, coming back to the film, I composed the film, and it's an interesting way how to say how I composed for the film, because I programmed each and every BGM or each and every instrument using only the ABCD keyboards of the MacBook Pro. So only the ABCD keyboards was there. I didn't have a professional like a MIDI keyboard or anything. I didn't have professional monitors. I didn't have any speakers or anything. I was just wearing a pair of headphones and I was just playing notes all around in the QWERTY keyboard itself. And I started programming it and I started creating the BGM. And the film came out. Its name is called as Kangal Irundal. It's about a blind man's journey and how he faces all things in life and something like that. So that was a really great experience for me to learn a lot about audio and how to record and how to explore. So it came through my close friend. So thanks to Sai Narayana for that. And slowly I started exploring more and more. Then seeing my like keen interest, Appa got me like real like interfaces, microphones, monitor speakers, like MIDI keyboards and everything. And I slowly started working on the uh, like sound engineering part of it. And to be honest, I have to say I'm still learning. So I'm still in the learning process, and there's still more and more to learn. But in my level, in my small level, I have been doing a lot of sound engineering work and a lot of composing work. I compose a lot of jingles for ads. I composed a jingle for uh, a radio station called a Seidigal, which is going to be released real soon. And I also am composing, like in the process of composing for a dance drama uh, on Lord Krishna, for a dancer from Singapore. Her name is Amritini Teacher. So thanks to Amritini Teacher for the opportunity. Now I'm composing music for the dance drama. So that's also an interesting journey and an experience, because I started composing for the dance drama during the lockdown time. So when the lockdown was announced, she called me and said, I can't bring in artists from India, or I can't bring in people from Sri Lanka or anywhere around the world to compose, to play the music live. So I want somebody to compose it and record it and send it to me. And she approached me, and I was like, okay, I can record, but I don't have any access to artists. Nobody can come home. Nobody can record the vocals or anything like that. Nobody can record any instruments. And she said, no, you can do it all by yourself. Whatever you can, you just do it and give it to me. And I was like, okay, let's take it as a task. And slowly I started composing. I started programming all the melodies on through MIDI, and I little bit sang the songs by myself. And I played each and every percussion, like I played tabla for a song, I played mridangam for a song, I played gatam for a song, and giving shape to each and every instrument and each and every genre. Like there are different genres which I composed. So that's also a really interesting journey that I'm working on right now. So
Beautiful,
happy to
beautiful.
share that too.
Very, very, very happy to know that, and all the best for all your new explorations
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
whatever you are doing. And it's a phenomenal session with you, Sarvesh.
Like,
With
and definitely, I would like to say a few more words. Like, other than sound engineering, I'm also studying BSc Visual Effects. So that's a entirely different topic, going on to the visual side of technology, like graphics and visual effects and animation. So that's
very
what I'm studying right now, and I'm also a freelance designer and freelance worker, which where I edit videos and do posters, graphic design, and whatever people ask me. So I'm a
beautiful.
freelancer in that too.
Anyone who wants any of these services, you know where to go now. So he is there, and it's a lockdown. Probably he's not going to college. He's sitting at home and studying. So go to him, ask him. Probably he's going to just,
Definitely.
do a lot,
And
a lot of.
people wishing to learn, like recently myself and Appa started an online academy called
Uh-huh,
as Heartbeat Academy of Rhythm and Percussion.
beautiful.
So in harp we are teaching all kinds of percussion instruments like mridangam, gatam, ganjira, morsing, and even people who wish to learn the hand sonic can also approach me and learn the hand sonic.
Actually, good.
Definitely,
Very nice, very nice. Happy to know that. I will definitely, probably, you might have a little older student for hands-on.
definitely.
Very, very, very happy. And thank you so much, Sarvesh, for joining us. It was a phenomenal
Thank you so much.
experience with you, sharing all your experiences and also your instruments. And please give a respect to your dad and of
Thank you
course
so
your
much.
mom. Their duets are like killing duets are all over the world now.
Oh yeah.
Very beautiful songs and presenting it, and and it is a phenomenal. And thank you again so much for coming
Thank you so much.
live and sharing your experience for every
Yeah,
single.
definitely. I'm really happy to be part of this live session to share my experiences to all of the people who are watching. And adding a little side note, since Satya Anna was there, I just remembered I was the first student of KBS inculcation, I can say.
Krishna Babuji already wrote it in the thing. Oh, welcome,
Oh,
my.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
so I'm
got
really happy that Satyana was also part of the live, and really happy to see people respond to art, respond to music, and to
exactly.
see a lot of small children, a lot of budding talents coming up. And I'm also a budding talent, so really happy to be part of them also. So
No, the thing is,
really,
I bring in a lot of seasoned performers, seasoned musicians once in a while. On on some special events and special occasions. I also wanted to bring in the young musicians, and I mean,
definitely,
who are like getting into the, I mean, who are in the pathway of becoming seasoned musicians. So your
definitely,
experience, your expertise, and everything what you are doing will be a valuable gift when you share it with everyone out there. There are a lot of emerging artists who are staying with us and watching us, and it'll be a great knowledge for them when you.
definitely. Rather than seeing me as a great artist, like a big artist, it's really touching that all the people who participated in all the competitions and all the events that you have been conducting will see me as their own friend and their own colleague, and they will relate to me very much, and it's really awesome to connect with
Very
people
true,
like that.
very true, very true. Thank you again, Kanna. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
With pleasure, with pleasure. I
Thank you
promise
so much.
I'll be calling you over and over for some projects and stuff like that.
Definitely would love to work more and more.
Thank you. And another big round of applause to Sarvesh
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
this phenomenal presentation today. Thank you again so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really happy. Really. Thank you.
Wonderful presentation, and what kind of like a knowledge, he shared so much of knowledge, and especially growing up in a family of musicians, like a child of a musician and a family of musicians. So always, it's a great experience. And when we see that in their presentation, it is amazing. That was one of the reasons I wanted to bring some young musicians and share their experience with all our upcoming and growing artists. And right now, we are going to be starting our own presenters who won, several of the auditions as well as competitions that we did in the past. And many of the young artists are waiting to present themselves. And I'm going to be bringing first Vidubala and Meena Vasudevan on vocals. They are in the East Coast time, so that's probably going to be 1 a.m. in 10 minutes. And they are still, I just sent a message saying, are you guys okay? Are you going to be fine? Are you sleeping? And they said, we are awake and up. See, this is kind of energy. This is the kind of energy, the positivity I'm expecting. And I'm very, very happy and glad and honored to bring Vidubala and Meena Vasudevan on stage. Hi, Kanaman. How are you this
Hi,
morning?
I'm Vidubala Vasudevan. Hi, I'm Meena Rajini Vasudevan.
Beautiful.
Today we're going to be singing Sashi Vadana in the Ragam Chandra Jyoti, composed by Sri Tyagaraja Swami and in the Talam Adi.
Beautiful. Looking forward. I'm so sorry to keep you guys awake during 1 a.m. And I'm really, really happy that even at that time, you guys are awake and presenting yourself with full energy. Thank you so much again. And the world stage is waiting for you. And please go ahead and take over, Karmas.
Thank you for the opportunity. शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन पसितन मंदे मुनियागमुन 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 बाहुपराक्रम मूनु नेरुंगना बाहुपराक्रम मूनु नेरुंगना बाहुपराक्रम मूनु नेरुंगन राग बाहुपराक्रम मूनु नेरुंगन राग शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन दिन दिन मौपासन जप तप ध्यान 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 मनुव्यागमु केल मनसुन भूटिन दिन दिन मौपासन जप तप ध्यान मनुव्यागमु केल मनसुन भूटिन गणडंबुनी गोडनु मारिजुनी 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 पनिचिन चिनया त्यागराजा चिन पनिचिन चिनया त्यागराजा चिन पनिचिन चिनया त्यागराजा चिन पनिचिन चिनया त्यागराजा चिन शशिवदना भक्तजनावन शङ्करने तालगलेना शशिवदना भक्तजनावन
a beautiful singing. You guys have a phenomenal voice. Who is the teacher?
Preeti Narasimhan.
Preeti Narasimhan. Very good. And give my respect to her and wonderful presentation and congratulations. And I don't know whether you guys noticed that I have posted that the Navratri Mandapam competition. Please go ahead, talk to her, and then post some of the songs, whatever is not taken, select it, and then post yourself in there, and then come back and then participate in that. And the prize is going to be a tambura. The winners will carry a tambura in their hand. So please don't forget you have a phenomenal voice and you must enter in there. So looking forward again.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Let's give a big round of applause to Vidubala and Meena Vasudevan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Of course, with pleasure, with pleasure. Fantastic presentation, beautiful presentation. And next I have Sahana Kumar. And again, she is also from the East Coast. And, East Coasters are already in their, it's 1 a.m. So it's like a past midnight and it's 1 a.m. And I'm going to be bringing Sahana Kumar on stage. Hi, Kanama. How are you, da?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Sahana Kumar. My guru is Srimati Preeti Narasimhan. I'm going to
Preeti Narasimhan student.
I'm going to be singing Mahaganapatim in the Ragam Nate Talam Ekam composed by Muthuswami Dikshit.
Beautiful. The world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama.
Mahaganapatim manasa Mahaganapatim manasa Smarami 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 Vasishtha Vamadevadi Vandita Mahaganapatim manasa Smarami Vasishtha Vamadevadi Vandita Mahaganapatim manasa Mahadevasutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Manakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahadevasutam Guru Hanutam Manakoti Prakasham Shantam Mahakavya Natakadipriyam महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदगप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदगप्रियं पप्पमगमरि सरि सरि पमगमपदनि सरि गममरि सरि सरि पमगमरि सरि सरि पमगमपदनि सरि गममरि सरि 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 पमगमरि पमरि गमरि Isani pamagama risariga mahaganapathi manasa swarami vasista pama devadi vandita mahaganapati manasa
Beautiful singing, Kanama Sahana. And I love also your background with the woonjal and everything. And I'm really sorry. Are you sleepy? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Very nice.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
And just tell she did a wonderful job on you as well as your other friends. They did a phenomenal job also. And keep practicing. As I mentioned, if you wanted to just go ahead and submit your submissions for the Navratri Mandapam competition, go ahead. Okay. You have a beautiful voice and you should submit something. And wonderful. Another big round of applause to Sahana Kumar. Thank you for joining, Kanam. Beautiful. And I have an extraordinary singer next. We have VUM Aishwarya. And Aishwarya actually won the first prize in our first ever competition. And she also participates in the Super Singer, the recent season. I came to know that very recently after the competitions were over. And randomly in one of those events when I was talking to her and she told me about it, throughout the competition, she never even opened her mouth about that part of it. So let's bring Aishwarya Venkat right now on stage. Hi, Kanama. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, Kanama. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm currently learning from Sri Neveli Santana Gopalan sir, and I'm studying in 12th standard from Modern Senior Secondary School, Nanganallur, Chennai. And I participated in Super Singer Junior 6. And when I was studying in 10th grade, and I've sung in a few films, and I'm learning Carnatic music now.
Beautiful. The world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama.
Thank you. So I'll be singing Yemani Migula in Ragam Todi Talamadi, composed by Sri Shama Sastrigal. So yeah. నీమహి నీమహి మరులో ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీమహి నీమహి మరులు ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీమహి నీమహి మరులు ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు సమజగమన ధర్మ సంవర్ధని అంబ సమజగమన ధర్మ సంవర్ధని అంబ సమజగమన ధర్మ సంవర్ధని సమజగమన ధర్మ సంవర్ధని శురులకు నీ మాయ తెలియలేరు శాంభవిని మహాజ్ఞాదిశయము నీ మాయ తెలియలేరు శాంభవిని మహాజ్ఞాదిశయము ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీమహి నీమహి మరులు ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీరజలోచన లోకములోని హృదయములో నీరజలోచన లోకములోని హృదయములో నిలుపిన లోకులు ధన్యులైరిక నలుగురిలో నిలుపిన లోకులు ధన్యులైరిక నలుగురిలో సారమతి నను దయతో గాంచి కరుణించు మొదలినెద నమ్మితే సారమతి నను దయతో గాంచి కరుణించు మొదలినెర నమ్మితే చాలా మహాలీల గలికిన శక్తి సంతతము నీవే సంతోషవతి ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీమహి నీమహి మరులు ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు కంచనదందుని కామిత శుభచరిత ప్రసన్న వదన కంచనదందుని కామిత శుభచరిత ప్రసన్న వదన గణ కృపా సహిత శ్యామ కృష్ణ చింత కీర్తనయ గణ కృపా సహిత శ్యామ కృష్ణ చింత కీర్తనయ పంచనద కావేరి తీరమున నివసించే ఉమా పంచనద కావేరి తీరమున నివసించే ఉమా పంచాపకేశము నీనుత హైమవతి పరాశక్తి పంచాపకేశము నీనుత హైమవతి పరాశక్తి ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు నీమహి నీమహి మరులు ఏమని మిగుళవ నింతు
Wow, 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 wow. What a beautiful singing. What a beautiful
Thank
singing. Phenomenal, Kanama. Phenomenal.
you.
Wonderful singing. And give my regards to your teacher. You know, actually, during the Navratri time, I'm going to be bringing some, eminent, great musicians, and he's going to be one of them who's going to be, presenting. We are also bringing, the greatest Aruna Sairamji on one of those days. All 9 days, I'm going to be bringing some, greatest musicians, so that our audience will have a phenomenal time. They will be presenting, sharing their experience, and singing and playing and all that. I'm really glad to say that. And please go ahead and submit yourself for this new. I know you are in 12th grade. You are under a lot of pressure with your music going on in one side, and Rose Auntie calling you on another side. And I'm still holding on our project, which is
Yeah.
no, all those things are going to be happening, but still. Go ahead and submit, your presentation for the Navratri Mandapam, and that's going to be one of the greatest events. People are all looking forward for that event worldwide. We are going to have a very high reach, and I'm looking forward to your presentation. Let's give another big round of applause to
Thank you.
Aishwarya.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Auntie.
Of course.
And thank you so much for everyone who are supporting this and watching this. And thank you.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much. And it was pleasure always listening to you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us. Let's give another big round of applause for that. A beautiful composition from Aishwarya. And next, I have actually, I forgot to mention to our next performer. And I have one more performer who is also Neyveli Santana Gopalan sir's student, Aishwarya V. I'm going to be bringing her on stage. No. Amritavarshini V. Sorry, I said the same name. Amritavarshini is going to be joining us next. And here we go. Hi, Kanama. How are you? That name.
Hi, ma'am. I'm fine, ma'am.
Her name always makes a beautiful smile on my face, and my heart goes, very pleasant, because my daughter's name is also Amritavarshini. So, how are you, Kanama? It's been a while. So, how is everything with you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How is school treating you? I know you're also in 12th standard right now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
ஸ்கூல் இருக்கா நிஜமாவே சும்மா ஸ்கூலுக்கு போறோம்னு ஏமாத்துறீங்களா எல்லாரும்?
இருக்கு மேம் ரொம்ப டைட்டா
12th is little tight. I know. Beautiful. But I'm so happy that you are still able to, come to our live and able to participate. Looking forward. So, Amritavarshini, the world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama.
Namaskaram, everyone. I'm Amrita Vashni, and I'm the disciple of Neyveli Santana Gopalan sir. And I'm now going to present Balakrishnan Padamalar in Raga Danyasi, Talam Rupakam, and it is composed by Sri Papnasam Sivan. Balakrishnan Padamalar Balakrishnan Padamalar Balakrishnan Padamalar பணிவோர் கிடரில்லை மரகுண பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் 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 பணிவோர் கிடரில்லை வரகுண பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் பணிவோர் கிடரில்லை நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நிருமதி வதனமதன் இளநகை நிலவருள் ஒளித்தவளும் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் நீலமுகில் போலழகம் நிருமதி வதனமதன் இளநகை நிலவருள் ஒளித்தவளும் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் பணிவோகிடரில்லை வரகுண பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் பணிவோர் கிடரில்லை கோகுலம் பிருந்தாவனம் யமுனா விஹாரி கோபாலம் 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 கோபீஜனவரமோகன முரளீகான விலோலம் கோபீஜனமரமோகன முரளீகான விலோலம் கோபீஜனமரமோகன முரளீகான விலோலம் வியாகுலம் தவிர்த்தம் பர்மனதன் வியாகுலம் தவிர்த்தம் பர்மனதன் வாழ் கருணாலவாலம் வியாகுலம் தவிர்த்தம் பர்மனதன் வாழ் கருணாலவாலம் மழை தடுக்க கோவர்தன மலையெடுத்த தென்கோணன் மழை தடுக்க கோவர்தன மலையெடுத்த தென்கோணன் பிழை பொருத்தருடையாளன் பிரமன் கணிமலகாளன் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் மழை தடுக்க கோவர்தன மலையெடுத்த தென்கோணன் பிழை பொருத்தருடையாளன் பிரமன் பணிமலர் காளன் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் பணிவோ கிடரில்லை வரகுண பாலகிருஷ்ணன் பாதமலர் பணிவோர் கிடரில்லை
Beautiful singing,
Thank you,
beautiful
ma'am.
singing. That's one of my favorite lyrics, and a phenomenal job on that. And let's put our hands together and give a big round of applause to Amrita Varshini. And one more thing, when I conducted the competition, the first one as well as the second one, I told them all I will be launching them at least one or two people every week on the Spring Nectar TV. And I had some network issue for the past 2 months, so I was unable to upload my videos, and now it's all cleared out. I was actually going to be launching two of the videos today, but since it was a kind of a little behind schedule, and I'm going to take just launching day, just launching of the performers videos on YouTube, which is Spring Nectar TV. I'm going to keep a special day probably on Wednesday, and I will be bringing them back again and maybe have them sing. It's a weekday for them, but it's in the nighttime for you, or maybe during a daytime. So I don't know how it's going to work. If I'm unable to bring you guys somehow or other, you can just pop in during the school day, take 1 hour in between and come and enjoy the launching. It's going to be live launch with live audience, and I will see how best we can do. If not, I thought of doing it during our live session on Saturday and Sundays, but I don't know how it's going to happen. But possibly we will work it out something. But I am going to be starting it from next week onwards. So most probably I'll be launching you guys very soon. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm still supposed to be launching you guys for the live um, Spring Nectar TV for the YouTube, right? We will do that. I'm going to be starting it from next week or the following week onwards. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. So another big round of applause to Amrita Varshini V. Fantastic Balakrishnan Padamalar. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity.
Of course, with pleasure, and give my respect to your teacher, and I will definitely talk to him soon and tell about you guys that you did a great job. Sure. Bye, Makana. Bye, sweetie.
Bye, ma'am.
Wonderful singing by Amrita Varshini, and I'm going to be bringing next Venkataramana S, and he also played Veena last week, and today he's going to be presenting on violin. So S Venkataramana, bringing him on stage. Hi Kanna, how are you? Wonderful.
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
Very good, very good. And so last week was Veena, this week was violin, and it's wonderful that do you also sing?
No. I don't sing actually, but I learned vocal. Before I started learning Veena and violin, I learned vocal for 3 years.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanna.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskaram to all. I'll be presenting Akhilandeshwari in Raga Vijavanti, set to Adi Talam, composed by Sri Muthuswami Dikshit. Am I audible?
Yes, Kanna. Yes. The volume is little less. Yeah.
You can't hear me
Okay.
properly?
Keep going. Keep. Yeah. Now I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Continue.
Now can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes. Great. Great. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful playing. You
Thank
have
you
a
so much.
very good talent on the musical instruments, both on the veena as well as on the violin. Please keep it up, and go ahead and submit yourself also for the Navratri Mandapam competition. And you definitely
ma'am.
have a great potential. select the songs which is not selected by anyone, because there are several of the songs which is I mean, you don't have to know the song. Just pick a song and then go tell your teachers and learn it. So that's how it's supposed to be, because there are some of the rare songs still untouched by several of them. And please try it. So you have a very good hand on the instruments, and looking forward to a great performance.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you,
Sure.
ma'am.
Let's give
Thank you so
another
much.
big round of applause to Venkataramana S. Thank you so much for joining, Kanna.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Of course, with pleasure, with pleasure. All the best, and give my respect to your teacher.
Thank you.
Wonderful performance. Let's give one more round of applause, and he definitely did a great job. And next we have Pavitra R. Pavitra has been a phenomenal singer. She's been participating in several of our, recent initiatives, recent lives, and I'm very, very, every time when I hear her, it always gives me goosebumps. And the next time, I'm going to bring Pavitra R on stage. Hi, Kannama, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. So tell me about yourself, Kanna. Who's your teacher? And
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, thank you, Rose, ma'am, for giving this wonderful opportunity, and my teacher as well as. And my teacher is Srimati Satyapriya Krishnan.
Satyapriya Krishnan teacher is wonderful, and she is bringing so many beautiful singers, and I'm very, very proud of her, and I'm very proud of you. And what are you going to be singing today for us?
So I'm going to be singing Shanti Nilava Vendum.
Very nice. That's my favorite song. The world stage is waiting for you. Please go ahead and take over, Kanama.
Yes. Shanti Nilava Vendum, Shanti Nilava Vendum, எங்கும் சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், எங்கும் சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், ஆத்ம சக்தி ஓங்க வேண்டும், உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், ஆத்ம சக்தி ஓங்க வேண்டும், உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும். காந்தி மகாத்மா கட்டளை அதுவே, காந்தி மகாத்மா கட்டளை அதுவே, காந்தி மகாத்மா கட்டளை அதுவே, காந்தி மகாத்மா கட்டளை அதுவே, கருணை ஒற்றுமை கதிரொளி பரவி, கருணை ஒற்றுமை கதிரொளி பரவி, சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும், ஆத்ம சக்தி ஓங்க வேண்டும், உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும். கொடுமை செய்தியோர் மனமது தீர்ந்த நற்குணமதை புகட்டிடுவோம், கொடுமை செய்தியோர் மனமது தீர்ந்த நற்குணமதை புகட்டிடுவோம், மடமை அச்சம் அறுப்போம், மக்களின் மசிலா நல்லொழுக்கம் வளர்ப்போம், மடமை அச்சம் அறுப்போம், மக்களின் மசிலா நல்லொழுக்கம் வளர்ப்போம், திடம் தரும் அஹிம்சா யோகினம் தந்தை ஆத்மானந்தம் பெறவே கடமை மறவோம் அவர் கடன் தீர்ப்போம் களங்கமில்லறம் வளர்ப்போம் கடமை மறவோம் அவர் கடன் தீர்ப்போம் களங்கமில்லறம் வளர்ப்போம் எங்கும் சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும் ஆத்மசக்தி ஓங்க வேண்டும் உலகிலே சாந்தி நிலவ வேண்டும் எங்கும் சாந்தி எங்கும் சாந்தி எங்கும் சாந்தி
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful presentation. We all wish engum shanti nilava vendum, especially in the madriyana corona time la everybody is struggling, suffering and dying with all this kind of negativity. Definitely this is a very apt song and I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much for singing this and give my respect to your teacher and a wonderful, wonderful presentation. Let's give another round of applause to Pavitra R. Beautiful singing, Pavitra. Thank you for joining us, Kanama. Very nice, very nice, very nice. That the performances are really phenomenally going well, and so many artists and so many young talents. And I'm very honored to present them all in front of you, and so that they get to experience this world's beautiful, like opportunities. From people from around the globe are standing with us and watching them, and it is a beautiful feeling for me as well as for them, as well as for all the parents and teachers, for them to getting this kind of exploration into the world stage. And next I'm going to be bringing Smriti Sendilnathan on stage. Smriti is going to be giving us a keyboard presentation. Hi Smriti, how are you, Kanama? Smriti, I can't hear you, sweetie. I still have a little hard time hearing you, but you're unmuted still. Okay. While Smriti is getting, she just got disconnected, and before we, get her on stage back again, I'm going to be bringing another beautiful dancer on stage. Akshata Rao is going to be presenting us with the Bharatanatyam, and I'm going to bring Akshata Rao on stage now. Hi, Kanama, how are you?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I can. Oh, now I can hear you. That's better. I can hear you now. Akshata, where are you from?
I'm from Bangalore, India.
Bangalore, India. Very nice. And tell me a little bit about your teacher, Ma.
Yes, ma'am. I am the disciple of Vidushi Guru Srimati Deepa Bhatt. So I've been learning Bharatanatyam from her since 16 years. Our institution is called Nritya Kutira. So I've completed my Vidbhat and MFA under her guidance. I'm continuing my learning under my guru. I thank you so much for this opportunity, ma'am. As well, I thank my guru and parents for encouraging me all this.
With pleasure. The world stage is waiting for you. Please go ahead and take over, Kanama.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'll be presenting a piece composed by Guru Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It's about the ocean of education, where we learn under our guidance of our teachers, and only with respecting the teachers and valuing them is the only way to attain salvation in the form of education.
Wow, wow, wow. What a beautiful presentation. Such a beautiful presentation. I'm very, very amazed by
Thank
your
you so much,
presentation,
ma'am.
Kanama. And of course, all the best. And again, we also have dances for this competition. I just published it recently. Please go ahead and talk to your teacher, and if you want to pick a song which is not picked by anybody, and please go ahead and present yourself. I'm looking forward for another
Sure, ma'am.
phenomenal presentation by you. A great job, and
Thank you
give
so
a
much.
big round
Thanks
of
again for this
applause
wonderful
to
opportunity.
Akshata
Thank
Rao.
you.
With pleasure, sweetie. Anytime, whenever you want it, please, just send me a message, and you have to come back and perform often. Yes,
Thank you.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful presentation. And another round of applause to Akshata Rao. Very, very nice. And next we have Sri Manaswini. I think Smriti. Smriti is the one who started, and her volume was a little bit off. So I'm going to be bringing Smriti Senthilnathan back again on stage. Hi, Smriti. How are you, ma?
I'm fine, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, now I can hear you. It's a lot better. So, Smriti, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Chennai, and I would like to thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity, and I would like to thank my guru, Srimati Satyapriya Krishnan, ma'am.
Oh, so you're a student of Satyapriya Krishnan. Say hello to your
Today
teacher.
I am going to be playing Nive. Today I am going to be
Beautiful.
playing Nive Gatya Nivarna with a Western beat.
Excellent. We are looking forward to it. The world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful presentation. Very, very, very beautiful, Kanama, Smriti. And say hello to your teacher and my respect to her. She taught you very beautifully. You did a phenomenal work. And I'm looking forward to more and more of your presentation in future. Okay. So all the best. Give another round of applause to Smriti Sendilnathan. Beautiful presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, Kanama. Sure, Kanama. All the best to you. Very nice. And next we have NV Sri Manaswini, and Manaswini is going to be presenting us next. Hi, Manaswini. How are
Hello,
you?
ma'am.
So,
I'm fine, ma'am, and thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity, ma'am.
with pleasure, sweetie. Where are you from?
I'm from Chennai, ma'am.
You're from Chennai. Very good. Okay. I didn't wake you
Yes,
up
ma'am.
of the night from East Coast here. I was a little worried. So, Manaswini, what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing Bantu Riti Kolu, composer Tyagarajas.
Okay. And who is your teacher?
I thank my teachers, Preeti Seduraman Akka, music director P.C. Shiva Anna, and his mother Pushpa Mami.
Who is the music director?
P.C. Shiva.
Oh, okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So the world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama. PC Shivan Danesh. PC Shivana. Oh, okay. He was there with our live one of these days, like I think like a month ago, probably. Wonderful. Very happy to know that. Yeah. So please take over.
Thank you, ma'am. ಬಂಟೂರೀತಿ ಹೋಲುವಿಯ ವೈಯ ರಾಮ 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 ರಾಮ ತುಂಟವಿಂಟರಾಗಿ ಮೊದಲೈನ ತುಂಟವಿಂಟರಾಗಿ ಮೊದಲೈನ ಮದಾದೊಳಗೊಟ್ಟನೆಯ ಗುಣಜನ್ಮವೇ ಬಂಟುರೀತಿ ಕೋರುವಿಯ ವೈಯ ರಾಮ 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 ರಾಮ ರೋಮಾಂಚಮನೆ ಗಣಕಂಚುಕಮು ರೋಮಾಂಚಮನೆ ಗಣಕಂಚುಕಮು ರಾಮನಾಮ ಮನೆ ಮುದ್ರ ಪೇಯು ರೋಮಾಂಚಮನೆ ಗಣಕಂಚುಕಮು ರಾಮನಾಮ ಮನೆ ಮುದ್ರ ಪೇಯು ರಾಮನಾಮ ಮನೆ ವರಕೃಷ್ಣ రామ నామ నామ నరకత్తలివిరాజునియ త్యాగరాజునికే బంతురీతి కోరువియవయ్య రామ 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 రామ.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Beautiful singing.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm very proud. And I say hello to your teacher, PC Shivan, and also to his mother. And I'm very proud, and you did a wonderful job. Let's give a big round of applause to Sri Manaswini NV.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great job. Great. With pleasure, sweetie. All the best to you. Okay. And next we have Hema Sri PS, and I'm going to be bringing her on stage. Hi, Hema Sri. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
It's a great pleasure to perform.
It's great pleasure to listen to you too. Where are you from, Hema Sri?
I'm from Bangalore, India, and my guru is Srimati Sumati Sundar.
Oh, Sumati Sundar.
Yeah.
Oh, say hello to her. She is my friend.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, is she there next to you?
No, Ali. I'm in my house.
Okay. When you meet her next time, tell her Rose Auntie said hi to you, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the world stage is waiting for you. Please take over, Kanama.
I'll be singing Melku Baya, which is Utsava Sampradaya Kriti by Saint Tyagaraja in Ragam Bauli.
Beautiful. Please go ahead.
Parasa Sanira Pagari Melu Kovaya Melu Korama Melu Kovaya Melu Korama Melaina Sita Sametana Bhagama Melaina Sita Sametana Bhagama Melu Kovaya Melu Korama Naradadulu ninnu korini Mahimalanu variga paduju Marivudu tilla Naradadulu ninnu korini Mahimalanu variga Maripudu tilla Aragavachinadi Shri Ramanavaneeta Shri Ramulu Baguganaragim Panuvega Aragavachinadi Shri Ramanavaneeta Kshiramulu Baguganaragim Panuvega Melu Kovaya Melu Korama राजराजेश्वर वराजमुख साकेत राजस गुण त्याग राजनुत शरणा राजराजेश्वर वराजमुख साकेत राजस गुण त्याग राजनुत शरणा राजन्य विबुध गण राजादुलेल्ल निनु पूजिंप गाचिनारी जगमु पालिंप राजन्य विबुध गण राजादुलेल्ल निनु पूजिंप गाचिनारी जगमु पालिंप मेलु कोवैया मेलु कोरामा मेलैन सीता समेतना भायमा मेलु कोवैया मेलु कोरामा आ आ Thank you.
Very, very, very nice. Wonderful job. Let's give a big round of applause to Hemashri PS. A beautiful Meluka Vaya. Already in the US, it's early morning, so it's a morning run. It works out good. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And it's a phenomenal job. And let's put our hands together and give another round of applause to Hemashri.
Thank you a lot, ma'am.
With pleasure, sweetie. Very nice. Very nice. Next, I'm going to be bringing Sadhana Sriram, and Sadhana is going to be presenting for us next. Hi, Sadhana. How are you, Makarna?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing very good. So, Sadhana, what are you going to do for us today?
I'm going to be singing the song Ayappanai Panivom in the Ragam Arabi, set in the Talam Adi, composed by Sri Papanasam Sivan.
Very, very nice. And tell me about your teacher. Who's your teacher?
Srimati Satyapriya Krishnan, ma'am. She's my
Wonderful.
teacher, and I thank her so much for this
Student.
opportunity.
We have another wonderful student from Satyapriya Krishnan teacher, and very, very, very honored to have Satyapriya ji in all our initiatives. Her students are very beautiful singers and beautiful keyboard players, and I'm very happy to bring you in. So please go ahead and take over, Makarna. The world stage is waiting for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. ஐயப்பனை பணிவோம் ஐயப்பனை பணிவோம் ஐயப்பனை பணிவோம் உலகில் கொடும் அசுர சம்ஹாரா வதாரமூர்த்தியமையப்பனை பணிவோம் உலகில் கொடும் அசுர சம்ஹாரா வதாரமூர்த்தியமையப்பனை பணிவோம் உலகில் கொடும் அசுர சம்ஹாரா வதாரமூர்த்தியமையப்பனை பணிவோம் மெய்யன்பர்கள் மனம் பெறும் வரம் தர மெய்யன்பர்கள் மனம் பெறும் வரம் தர மெய்யன்பர்கள் மனம் பெறும் வரம் தர மேதினி எங்கும் நிறைந்தருள் சுந்தர ஐயப்பனை பணிவோம் அகில லோக பரிபாலக பாலகனை ஸ்ரீஹரிஹரரின் பாலகனை அகிலலோக பரிபாலகனை ஸ்ரீஹரிஹரரின் அருள் பாலகனை பகைவரழிய சபரிமலை எழுந்தருள் பகைவர் அழிய சபரிமலை எழுந்தருள் பரம தயாளனை சூரர் தோழும் தாளனை ஐயப்பனை பணிவும் உலகில் கொடும் அசுரசம் அவதாரமூர்த்தியமையப்பனை பணிவும். Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful singing, Sadhana. I'm very proud of you and amazing. And let's put our hands together. And she is our last performer of the evening. And one more round of applause to Sadhana Sriram. Very beautifully sung. And I'm very proud of you and give my respect to your teacher. She did an amazing job on you in teaching this song to you. And, you guys are all like doing a great job, especially Satyapriya Krishnanji brought so many beautiful students onto the stage, and they are all doing an excellent job. And all the best to you, sweetie.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a great
You're
day.
welcome, sweetie. You're welcome. You're welcome. That is amazing. And that was the end of our last performance. And I'm very, very happy that today's beautiful two of the great young musicians who came as a guest of guest artist, and they presented themselves in keyboard as well as on the percussions, and shared their beautiful experiences. And all our other beautiful musicians and dancers did a phenomenal job. One thing about this music is music in itself is healing, and all these musical and dance and the fine arts we are doing these initiatives through is because of this healing power of these fine arts. Music especially is in itself is a healing. It is an explosive expression of humanity. It is something we are all touched by, no matter what culture we are from. Everyone loves music, and this is what everyone has the power. When the music touches you, you feel it right away. And one good thing about music and dance and any other fine arts is when it hits you, you feel no pain. That is one thing which can hit you over and over and over. So again, I wanted to tell all our beautiful musicians and dancers who presented that today, keep imagining, keep thinking, keep dreaming more and more and more. As I mentioned earlier, as Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So keep positive attitudes, keep thinking, keep imagining, keep dreaming. Dream big, dream bigger than you can ever reach. What all like with all your might, with all your energy, power, everything, with the effort, you definitely will become who you want to be before you can ever imagine. It'll just happen in fraction of seconds if you put yourself into doing what you love to do. Never ever underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all the same in this notion. The potential of greatness lives within each one of us. Attitude again towards that, positive attitude, keep it with you, and then present yourself positively, whether you know somebody or not, whether you do not somebody or not. So just keep that positive attitude, positive vibe towards everybody around you. Those attitudes are a mirror of our mind. Your attitude towards life determines life's attitude towards you, and that includes our artistic lifestyle. As the doctors play a major role, as teachers play a major role in humanity, mechanics even play a major role, government play a major role in everyone's life. The artist and the arts play a very, very, very important role. You can just walk around anywhere from birth to death. Music is always involved in everybody's life, and the duty of the artist is even more than one can ever imagine. It's like to send light into the darkness of human hearts. And I would encourage you all to do more and more music, more and more dance or art or anything, whatever artist you are, and try to do it more and more and become a better person at it. And one fine day, I would love to see you all being a shining star out there in this world. And that is my conclusion speech. And I would love to have you next week again. I will come back with yet another initiative with yet another beautiful set of musicians and dancers. Until then, I love you all. Keep yourself safe and keep indoors and wash your hand. The pandemic is not over. Don't think that it's everything is over. You can walk around freely, and please do follow all the precautions of what you can and what your family can when you go out, and stay safe. And I love you all, and thank you so much for being with me today.